Good afternoon, everyone. It's nice to see so many faces in here. I wasn't expecting so many after lunch, so no falling asleep in the back. We're going to jump straight into it. Guys, what does 2023 have in store for affiliates in the United States? Massi.
Yes.
What does 2023 have in store? Massi, you're from FanDuel, obviously. You don't work in the affiliate space, so if you want to touch on SEO, by all means, go ahead.
Yeah, but 2023 in the affiliate world is going to be very exciting. It started amazingly with great state launches. Ohio that we launched in 1st of January was a massive success, and tomorrow we're going to have we're going to launch in Massachusetts. So also that a very exciting moment, and affiliate operators, they are all there to take a piece of the pie, leveraging new state launches, leveraging content opportunities behind this fastest growing market that is sports betting in the United States. So it's going to be, I guess, a great year.
I think 2023 is just, a further build up on 2022. The market is still very, very new, so it's still adapting. And I think we're in a progress of learning the US market, how to start gambling online. And we put a little bit of SEO effort into sort of educating the market on, how it works, sort of what we've done in Europe for decades, and trying to bring that to the US market, open up the road for, bringing more and more of the audience to the online gambling industry. Because the challenges here are a little bit harder than Europe, mostly because, our registration can take up to 15 minutes before you get a user on board on the site. So I think 2022 is going to be really exciting, and we're hoping for small changes here and there to just make it easier for onboarding process, and also tapping in a little bit deeper into the US market.
I agree with them, and I think there's more to it. So you've got definitely what Massi said, which is the state launches. That's obviously bread and butter for an affiliate. It's all of us, those are the lowest hanging fruit. But I think 2023 and maybe even 2024, after Massachusetts, we don't have anything confirmed yet for state launches. And last year you could have said the same thing about certain states. Kansas appeared out of nowhere, and in 2 months later or so was launching. So the game's not over yet for this year. But I think what we'll see is the affiliates, some of the affiliates anyways, will continue to work on deepening the pool of audience, as well as spreading the type of affiliation that we've been doing, because there's more bandwidth now. Rather than just trying to get everybody set up for the next state and the next state, it's how do you expand across more paid media for, in our case, CRM, working your BI and the like. So there are lots of opportunities to be a better affiliate even for our operating partners in the next period of time. So I think that's the 2023 game. State launches are not by any means done, but it's easier to predict in the next 10 years what's going to happen, and then in the next 2. So in this near-term phase for us, it's optimizing the things that affiliates do, which is not just always organic SEO.
Cool. So we touched on Massachusetts. That is the state that's rolling out imminently. There's been some confusion around the affiliate model from the Massachusetts regulator. What are your thoughts on this?
I'll jump that one, because I spent some time on some panels with the Massachusetts commissioners talking about what an affiliate does. And I think that is still, I was very, very happy with the Massachusetts commissioners on willingness to listen to the industry, because we had affiliates, we had operators, we had responsible gaming members involved in a round table to talk about what the marketing rule was and what was the intent of that, and how did that maybe not serve the purpose. The rule was such that it was set that you could not do a CPA or revenue share with an operator. There would be no type of that affiliation. The intent was a good intent. It was how to stop the massive amount of advertising that's going on in the industry. we are in danger of killing the golden goose if we are not careful about how much we push in front of audiences. Now, affiliates, though, are more of a pull marketing source. We wait for someone, for the most part, to go and do a search and be interested in this space. And so the internet works like that. Anything you read in a review online, for whether it be an electric bike or a gambling site or the like, is probably an affiliate model. So if we're not there in Massachusetts, somebody was going to be there for the offshore. It was just you were removing a part of an ecosystem that you can't control that part of the ecosystem, or you can't remove it. You can control it. You can have affiliates that are the regulated ones, sending to the regulated operators, and Massachusetts got it. Now we're probably going to have some similar conversations with New York and some others, because New York's put out some test rules or regulations, I don't know the exact term, on the same subject. And, I understand, again, the need is, I'm from Massachusetts originally. I don't want my niece, who's a hockey player in high school, being bombarded with advertising, or going to college and finding that she's got some operator's name on the back of her shirt. That's not what the sport is exactly about. That's what Massachusetts was trying to control, and they just, again, back to education. Our job is to educate at all levels where we can, and to be part of an industry that is sustainable.
At this point, FanDuel is investing so much in responsible gambling. It's one of the pillars of this year. It started a couple of years ago, something that we took from Europe, where these conversations about responsible gambling started a few years in advance. But being FanDuel part of a corporate that is a multinational, that is Flutter Entertainment with, big brands like Paddy Power and Betfair in Europe, we started to get this culture in the United States a couple of years ago, and now we are spending a lot. And we are our team in responsible gambling is growing every month, because we do care a lot about our health of the users. We don't want just to bombard them with advertising.
I completely agree, and from our perspective as a company, that's always been something we valued a lot, because everybody within the company has kids and they have families, and we haven't been the sort of affiliate that sort of bombards every direction. Like Michael said, we work on like SEO or PPC, and it's when someone actively is searching for something. So I think it's very important for the US market to understand affiliates a little bit better, especially the well-established companies, because these companies follow the values of social responsibility and responsibility towards the communities. Because, like you said, if you don't do that, and if you don't collaborate with the proper affiliates who have all of this within their company, you're going to end up being exposed to very rogue operations. And generally, companies such as Catena Media and ourselves, we have a really good reputation within the industry, and we want to keep that. And we want to bring it to the US market. And hence, a lot on the education part to just show the US market the value of proper affiliation.
Interesting. So you guys also work in the SEO space predominantly. There are new technologies at play that are going to disrupt the industry. And we talk about affiliates being better and helping to inform the industry, inform the regulator more about what we do. Is there any threat to this new technology? Talk about AI, talk about ChatGPT, that could be misused and actually not serve a really good purpose for affiliate marketing and obviously protection of players. Are you interested in you getting much involved in AI?
I can speak for what we are doing at FanDuel. Not only the organic search team, but all the teams are pretty much involved in on the AI tool. Machine learning, AI is the present, the future. So we can't ignore that. ChatGPT is one of these tools. It's a mainstream, but it's not like the only tool. There are more advanced tools that we are using in our CRM team, in our product, and also to create like ChatGPT and tools like that are also pretty useful to create content at scale, but not with like delegating the content publishing process to a tool like that, but it's more like creating a draft that is quicker than what a human being would do. but then has to be evaluated and it needs to pass all our quality content guidelines that we have, that they are extremely necessary to rank for search engines, in my case. Google has a very strict quality guidelines. There is an acronym in the industry that is called EAT. That means expertise, authorityness, and trustworthiness. It means that the content that you create doesn't just need to be a content, but it needs to be a content that is written by someone with experience, expertise in the industry, from a website that has authority. And so just delegating the process to some AI tool like ChatGPT wouldn't suffice. So you need to have a robust layer that is going to improve the quality of what you write.
I think the technologies are young. I think they're very interesting. I think they have applications in our space. I worry about the noise from them as well. And the race now beyond ChatGPT by other browser company owners to get their own out may be risky in what is going to end up out there. For me, we're content heavy. That's a lot of what we do, content SEO. You can absolutely apply. We've been using AI tools in our space for a period of time, getting better at them. ChatGPT, I wouldn't use it to create new content probably on its own. I wouldn't replace a human writer with it at this stage. Maybe someday, probably a lot longer from now, maybe it has that capability. But right now you've got challenges with intellectual property and plagiarism and just wrong answers. Can we use it, though, to expand our own writer's ability? If you can take a writer and they can use ChatGPT to using their portfolio of prior content to make new content, so they become an editor of their own content, essentially, to produce more stuff faster, that's a potential application in the near term. Longer term, the sky's the limit, but I think there's some rounds of refinement before it becomes the thing that has replaced all of us up here.
Yeah, I kind of agree with what Michael said. I think it's really, really early. And I'm in a couple of study groups just for ChatGPT where people are trying different scenarios. And there's a lot of problems they're discovering right now. It doesn't have a short-term memory. So if you have a full conversation today and you go back tomorrow and ask, that conversation is not really recorded. I think they're working on solving that. But so just from the studies that we've looked at, it's really, really early. I know Google hasn't released their version yet. But I think a lot of people is going to, especially the millennials, they're going to spend a lot of time in ChatGPT and asking questions. And I think ChatGPT will become a forum very, very quickly while they have a lot of issues. Like you could probably ask, what's the best US casino or sportsbook, and ChatGPT will give you the information. But I'm a little bit worried where that reference is going to come. At this point, maybe in 2-3 years, that information is going to be 100% correct, and they're going to pick the most responsible company within the industry and present that. But at the moment, I think there's a lot of flaws.
So in terms of, we talked about the most obvious, to my mind, disruptive technology that's out there. What are you seeing in terms of alternative, maybe untested to a degree in the rest of the world, acquisition channels that are appearing in the United States? Betting Hero, we've heard a lot about them this week. Do you think there's space, I don't know if you guys are looking at it yourselves, but for offline activation, for instance, to become more prominent, particularly around the education piece, which we've talked about as being important?
Yeah, well, for offline, I would probably say US has a very rich sports culture, and a lot of that happens in bars, especially with big games. So I think for offline, there's going to be a lot of partnerships, coming through that channel. When it comes to online, I think the next generation is they've grown up with video content, right? They've grown up with Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. So I think video content is going to be very, very important because people would rather watch something than go through 20 pages of written content. So I think the streaming platforms are going to slowly come in and grow. I know there's a lot of investments happening on streaming and social aspects for this, and I think that will be like one of the major factors going forward.
Yeah, totally agree. My company, FanDuel, is investing a lot in video streaming. We just launched FanDuel TV. It's a big, big new opportunity to propose our content in video streaming, and also other offline affiliations are something that we're really doing. We have a partnership with like Betting Hero, like you were saying. They drive activations in bars. It's a very interesting business model, and it's not at the level of online affiliates. Doesn't produce that volume. The most performing affiliates for us are the online channels, Catena Media, Better Collective, OddsChecker. They're like the big chunk of our affiliate revenue, but very interesting to see these other new opportunities in the affiliate world.
I think the offline activation is a very interesting space. We've played a little with it. I think Betting Hero does it very well. We played with some companies that do it. The challenge is, again, scale for that versus the cost. You have the major events where that makes sense, but running it through bars and restaurants at scale gets a lot of people that, again, there's not a technology that you can then bring to bear that I'm aware of that really make them more efficient. I know the sign-up and activation process is more efficient from what I understand when you get in person. That's the same thing with any sales process. Yeah. But for us, that's not a major focus because the United States, there's a lot of ground to cover. There are a lot of states, and so finding ways to leverage ourselves across the entire United States, Canada, Latin America, those are more the things that I think we're interested in. And there are other things that come across from Europe that are still applicable here that are very nascent.
So just in terms of states, we'll talk about the state of the nation, but let's focus on some specific states, if you don't mind. This year, 2023, from a commercial perspective, which states interest you the most?
Okay. Commercially most interesting states to me, always probably high up there, are those that are running online casino. They are stalwarts. Online casino is a great business. So, Michigan, which has both online casino and sport, is a very commercially active state for us. New Jersey, Pennsylvania, those are some of the most commercially interesting. Obviously, Massachusetts with the launch, and Ohio having just launched, very commercially interesting in the launch phase. But I think online casino still trumps online sports in profitability, and it's a less targeted area by the mainstream, so an affiliate can be really effective in the online casino, even differently from sports. So commercially, those are interesting. And then for me, commercially, it's how to advance in states that are beyond the launch cycle. And so that is some, again, further education and exploitation of tools we have, if that's the right word. I'm never good with those words. But the other side is then relationships and going beyond our own high-intent sites and working media partnerships, working more with influencers that we do some with, and finding other ways to expand and then take that and utilize our ability to help those channels better monetize, and also then use SEO and the like to help them get better at what they do. So I think that's the commercial opportunities.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. What Michael said, the states that have both casino and sports books, those states are the most interesting states at the moment. And then also when you look at the casino space, the social games have been live for years and years, and people have been playing with fake money, for raffles or for car prizes or whatever. So a lot more users have already used similar product to what a casino offers right now in the US states. So I think commercially for European affiliates that basically worked within the casino space over the last 2 decades, I think those states are going to be favorable over other states.
So agreement there, but if I was to sort of pivot the question a little bit in terms of SEO purely, it's your area of expertise, Massi, would those states mentioned there, those with online casino, they represent the biggest opportunities this year in terms of SEO?
Definitely, because organic search is something that follows the commercial opportunities, so it's not a big opportunity to convert better. So we can drive search throughout all the United States. We don't need to drive search to improve our search visibility in a state by state. Google.com is at national level, doesn't work at a state level. So our presence can be at national level, but when there is an opportunity like a new state when where there is sports betting legalized, or there is also online casino that is possible, the conversion opportunity becomes massive. So you can really have the opportunity to convert all the traffic that you were driving already before, and probably you also have like spike of interest of the traffic. If there are no state launches, definitely there are so many other opportunities like leverage the traffic that we already have. There are 30 states in sports betting already active. So it's a big chunk. So there are so many things that we are doing, that we can do, like improving the content visibility in search engines, like educational content, improving the way how we present our pages, our betting pages to users that are looking for betting a particular event, they are looking for odds, they are looking for predictions, improving our news content websites. Massive opportunity to educate, to propose what all the tools and information that bettors are looking when they want to place a rational bet. So they want to have a lot. They look for a lot of statistics to place bet and potentially win. So we also do offer that content as well. So it's really like a big opportunity in both cases. But if there are state launches that can offer sportsbook and casino, it's really like the best.
Quite a short session, but I'm going to open the question up to the floor if anyone has any for the panel. Maybe at all. Let me see. Oh, well, I've got a couple more to throw your way, boys. Right, if you can name one thing that's holding the affiliate industry back in the United States right now, what would it be?
Sorry, the question, holding us back?
Yeah, one thing that's holding us back.
One thing you'd like to see changed.
Yeah, what do you want to see changed?
The geolocation app. I think there's a couple of improvements, right? I like the process of that everybody has to get licensed and they have to follow that. I think that process can be made a little bit easier. And also, you know, for affiliates, like every click matters because we spend money on every click. And the conversion rate right now, I think it's really far behind any other market we can compare the US with. So I think there needs to be more improvements because every state is legalizing this for a reason, and there must be a quicker user journey when it comes to sign up funnels to get them on board.
Something I'd like to see, and it probably doesn't just apply to the United States, I think the operator-affiliate relationship is still not where it should be. We do not, and whether you're doing rev share or not, we're not sharing information back and forth to make the better player journey and life cycle. And I think that is something that is a massive opportunity, but is a really, seems to be a barrier that we can't seem to break or want to break from either side.
Yeah, yeah. Just adding to that, we need proper tracking platforms.
Well, we're going to talk about that in a bit. Massi, for you, just I'm interested to know, you know, as an in-house SEO, having worked in Europe previously, as I understand it.
Yeah.
How do you see the landscape? How harder is your job harder in the US than it was in Europe?
Organic search is like an obscure matter, so it's hard everywhere. In United States, there is the market is you know, it's not mature. You know, it's in this big growing phase. So the competitors are super fierce. So obviously there is a lot of competition, more than when I was here in UK and Ireland before. So yeah, definitely it's harder. A lot of competition.
That's what we all find. So we're out of time. We've got 5 seconds to go, but I'd like to thank my panel. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everybody.